Hey guys, welcome back into the Zeal Cigar Review, and today we're going to be talking about our new value score ratings and why we went to this method for both JB and I, and why we do what we do. We have two cigars in front of us that we each unbanded for each other. We don't know what either of these cigars are. He doesn't know, and I don't know. And we're going to smoke these, and we're going to give a value score to them to show you a little bit about how we score cigars. All next on the Zeal Cigar Review. So we want to talk about this a little bit because people have been asking us, we get some questions here and there about why did you go towards a value score rating and not just use like the 100-point scale that Cigar Aficionado uses, everybody else uses, and everything like that. And we decided to go to a 1 to 10 kind of value scale rating. Yeah. And how do we value rate cigars? So tell them a little bit about how this came about.
That's kind of how we value stuff we bring in.
Right, 100%.
Right, and that has to do with you know, if somebody comes in and they say, hey, I got this new cigar, I want you guys to try it, it's $15.
Mm-hmm.
If there's 5 other cigars that are already in the humidor that are $5 less than that when we smoke it are better or as good as that one,
then why would
it's a really hard sell to honestly tell people that that cigar is worth buying more. And I'm never going to lie to you to get you to buy something.
Absolutely. That's one of the things that we really pride ourselves on as a shop is the truth that we tell to our customers and the value that we add in their cigar smoking experience. So what we're going to do is we're going to do that right here for you and tell you how we personally judge these cigars. And so it's time to cut, light, and
smoke.
All right, dude. So I'm guessing it's a Habano.
I don't know, actually.
You don't know? Okay, I'm guessing it's a Habano. I'm not sure what it is. And I don't know anything about it. It could have been banded. It could not have been banded. But yours is a what? You can obviously tell what it is.
Yeah, I'd say some kind of a Maduro.
It's a Maduro. One of the first things that we do when we judge is we just look at the presentation of the cigar, make sure everything looks pretty good. You can see this cigar right here. It looks great. I don't see a ton of, any kind of flaws or blemishes or anything like that. Once in a while, on even the most premium cigars, you might have a little flaw by maybe a little green tinge here and there, and that just means that part of the leaf didn't fully mature. It doesn't mean it's going to affect your smoking experience all that much, if it even does at all. One of the second things we do is just what we did, is we tend to dry draw through the cigar and taste how the tobacco tastes prior to actually smoking it. And that does a few things. What's it do?
One of the things also is I've started learning is if I dry draw, I can get an idea of how the cigar is going to possibly smoke. Mm-hmm. If it's a little tight, it'll probably loosen up a little bit when you light it. Mm-hmm. If it's a little loose, it'll probably loosen up more when you light it.
Yes.
But that gives me a good idea because if you are going to use a perfect draw tool or something, mm-hmm. I would probably try to do it early as possible.
Okay.
But dry drawing is also going to give you a little bit of what that tobacco is going to taste like before it starts burning. Mm-hmm. Anytime you start changing the composition of something by adding something like flames and fire and heat, it's going to change the composition. So it gives Absolutely. You kind of a natural, kind of sets your palate for like what the tobacco might actually taste like on its own before it gets lit.
I'd say the draw on this one's probably at like a 7 or 8. It's an easy draw. 10 being perfect draw where okay. It's really, really loose, okay. If you would. So, and I don't like 10. I actually like cigars that draw about just like this one. How's the draw on yours one?
It's leaning a little on the tighter side.
Little on the tighter side?
Little on the tighter
okay.
side.
Okay. Light the cigar and see how it actually takes the flame. And most cigars will take the flame fairly well, but some cigars don't take the flame very well at all. It's easier to light the cigar when the fan's not blowing, actually. So this cigar is actually taking the flame pretty easy. Some cigars take it differently, to be quite honest.
Yeah, mine look pretty good.
Now, the next thing that I do after I light a cigar, Justin does from time to time, but I usually do it pretty regularly, is I actually purge the cigar after I light it. So I blow through the cigar to get kind of the bad smoke that's like compiled up in there out, and then I relight it and, for the virgin puff.
I do it every time.
Oh, really? Okay. I don't know.
You need new glasses? Are those the non-prescription ones that you just put on to look cool?
No, these are like these are prescription. Yeah, look.
Oh yeah, don't know those.
Yeah, you're looking at it like, oh, okay, now I can see.
They're almost some thick boys.
I do have like 3 pairs of glasses, so, and as I've aged, my eyesight's gotten worse, but that's just part of being a beautiful Gen Xer. Then as we're getting into it, we usually wait till about, I don't know, maybe an inch into it to ask what we think about it, or at first puff what we think about it. What do you think about that at first puff?
Really good.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty strong. It's got a really nice creaminess on the back end of it. Little bit of spice. Quite a bit of cocoa though.
So what we do in the very first inch is try to taste everything that we can. So what we're doing is taking the smoke in, we're retrohaling several times, and then we're tasting what flavors. We're trying to pick out what flavors that we taste. And we kind of do this symbiotically. Like he has things that he likes, I have things that I like, and then we're kind of discussing those things. We're not discussing them off camera. We're actually doing them live with you when we do videos. This has got some pepper to it. It's got a little bit of pepper to it. I'd say it's definitely, it tastes like a Habano.
Okay.
Some nice woodiness, some that little bit of that basement musk that some can produce, and some baker spice on here. Yeah, like a nice baker spice with a slight hint of caramel on the back end. And when I say back end, I mean on the finish. And the finish is after you blow out all the smoke and then kind of, what are you doing?
I look at the back end as like what I feel in the way deep back of my throat, going up into like the nasal cavity. Behind your uvula.
So often at the halfway point, like we're at right now, we kind of look at the cigar, make sure it's burning correctly. And if you can see right here, mine is actually burning very, very well, and yours is actually pretty well too, right? Yeah. And so that's another thing that we do to take into consideration for the value scores: how the burn, how the draw, how it tastes. A majority of, for me, to be quite frank with you, is how it tastes. I'll say this about the cigar: it's got some sweet caramel. It's got some nice like woody notes on it as well. It's got a generous amount of pepper on the retrohale. Pepper's probably a 5, especially halfway through it. But I mean, overall, yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. What about you?
Yeah, dude, this is really good. Started off with a little bit of spice, and then got really cocoa, a little bit of nutty.
Okay.
Now it's getting to kind of like a little bit of like a stone fruit or like an anise, but it's still really got that premium creaminess taste and that really dark coffee cocoa.
Okay. This is getting better as I smoke it. It's getting smoother and creamier, and it's actually becoming much more enjoyable. Not that I didn't enjoy the first third, but I usually tend to enjoy the second and the final third more. But we'll come back and tell you about the final third and then how we overall value score even these cigars that we don't know what we're smoking. So be right back. And usually by the final third, which is the kind of the last third of the cigar, you're tasting almost everything in the cigar that we want to taste. I will say this cigar actually got very, very, very pleasant in the final third.
Okay.
Really sweet, really creamy. It got some other graham cracker caramel notes in there that I didn't pick up on before. Very good cigar. Really did enjoy it. What about you?
Really good, man. It gets a little bit more fuller bodied towards the end.
Okay.
But yeah, lots of cream, lots of cocoa, little bit of nuttiness, some dark, rich cocoa and coffee, man. Yeah, it's a good stick. Really, really good.
So now, at this point, we don't even know what cigars that we're smoking, but we're going to tell each other the value of the cigar. Not the value, but actually the price point of the cigar. So first, I'll tell you, your price point is $7.75.
Okay.
Would you pay $7.75 for that cigar?
Yes.
Yes, okay. What is the value of mine?
$8.
$8. Yes, I would pay $8 for this.
Okay.
I don't know. I'd say it's a fair value.
Okay.
At
you said this was what?
$7.75, almost $8.
I would probably pay more.
Would you? Okay.
I'd pay more.
All right.
For it.
Okay. That's another way that we kind of figure that out for our value scores. So on a value score on a cigar that I would probably pay $8 for, feel good about paying $8 for, I'd probably give it a value score of around 8.
Okay.
8. Yeah. I wish it had some more flavor to it than it did.
Okay.
It was kind of one-dimensional at the very beginning, but it did get better towards the end, and I really did like it.
Okay.
So.
For me, I'd give this a 9.5.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, dude.
All right.
Solid.
Okay.
Really good smoke. I'll probably figure out what it is here in a minute and maybe go get a couple.
Tell me what mine is first.
Yours?
Yes.
The CAO Nicaragua.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there we go. CAO Nicaragua. That's awesome. I'm a big fan of CAO.
Yeah,
so
dude.
That works out really good.
Snuck one in.
You are smoking. Let me get it out. Do you have any idea what it is?
I thought it tasted similar to one of the test blends that we were testing recently.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe because the test blend is from the Dominican Republic. That cigar is from the Dominican Republic.
Okay.
Now, do you have any idea what it is?
No.
It is Fuentes Chateau Reserve.
Really?
Yeah, the Chateau Reserve. I can't find it. It's the Chateau Fuente. It's the Chateau. Yeah, the Chateau Fuente.
Okay.
I don't know where the band is. The band's probably still in my pocket.
No, I know which
But
one
yeah,
you're talking
yeah,
about.
The smaller one.
Interesting.
Yeah, you like it?
I don't know if I've ever smoked that I remember.
Yeah, I never seen you smoke one.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Well, now you know how we do the value assessment for cigars. We'd love to hear how you actually assess cigars yourself. So drop a comment below. Let us know what you think about our value score system and how do you score cigars on your palate. So for the Zeal Cigar Review, I'm Bradley, this is JB, and we're out of here. You guessed it, like last year. Peace.